Hello. I'm going to talk about the final project for chemistry. So, first of all, for period three, all right, so if you're in period three watching this, yours is really short. So, you're going to, in period three, my PSA class, your project grade is just going to be based on the grade you have in the fire class. I'm just going to go to Mr. Huber, say, what's the grade in the fire class? I put that in as the project grade. So your project is to do well in the fire class. End of story. All right, so period three, you guys can stop watching at this point. Period two, you guys are going to be doing the famous scientist research project. So you're going to be working independently, right? Yeah, every person has their own project, and you're going to research a famous scientist. Okay, so it can be a scientist in any field: chemistry, astronomy, physics, biology, anything. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a slide presentation and a poster. Okay. So each one is a separate grade, each one is 100 points. You're not going to have to present the slides. All right. You're just going to turn in the slides to me. I look at the slides. That's how you get graded. The poster, you turn in the poster to me. I look at it, it gets graded. If your poster is really nice, I'll also post it up. I put student work up. I don't have very much space, so I put the best ones up. So if I really like it, I'll put it up. Otherwise, it'll just go in the file. Okay, so what is it you have to do? There's a list here, what should be in your presentation, and I put it here by slide. So, slide one is your basic title slide. Then you should have a picture of your scientist on slide two with the years that they were living, their birth year to their death year, or if they're still alive, you can put, question mark or to present. Slide three should be their field of study. Are they in biology, botany, marine biology? I need to put chemistry in here. Where were they born, right? And where did they do their work? So, what country, what city? This may be multiple places because may be born in one place and work in another. They may work multiple places, all of that. And then slide five is what they're famous for. Um, this might be more than one thing. So maybe have a bullet list of things that they've done. Slide six would be some more pictures of what they are famous for. And slide seven is explaining how their accomplishments benefit the world. Slide eight is at least two interesting facts. You can have more, but try to find two interesting facts about your scientist. And then slide nine, either a quote by your scientist or a thing, a place that's named after your a scientist. Try to find something. It may not apply, but there should be something. And then note here that every slide should have a graphic or a picture of some kind. All right, I have a sample of that. Okay, so first of all, in your Google Classroom, if you look there, you'll see this is under semester project. So the doc I was just looking at is this. And then if you look here, there's a sample slide. I'm going to open that up and show you. So I chose Gerard Kuiper as a sample. So this shows, a picture of him and the years that he's living, talks about his field of study. One thing to notice is that there's very little text here. So I just put, the basics and make a bulleted list. Don't have too much text. And there's also a picture on each slide. All right, and then where he lived and worked. So where he was born, where he studied, where he worked, what he's famous for. And again, here's a list of things he's famous for, and then a picture as well. Oops, let me go back. I think I need to add something else on here. Yeah, so I'll add something to that. Again, nothing, no sample is perfect. All right, then how he benefited the world. I have a bulleted list here of things that he benefited the world from his work, and a picture that relates to that. So the fact that I say he helped the United States win the race to the moon, and here I show the moon with the landing sites for the Apollo missions identified. All right, so try to make sure your images, your pictures match what you're saying in your text. And then here's some interesting facts. In a place that's named for the scientist, I couldn't find an interesting quote. Kind of strange because he's a modern person. Couldn't find anything interesting that he said. So, okay, and that's the end of that. All right, so you have that available to you in Google Classroom. And then I also gave you each a copy of this template. Okay, so if you open this up, you can modify this. So you would put your scientist name here, put your name here, and then here you see it's all blank. You can just fill in the information. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. And that's the slide presentation. If you have questions about this, I should be back in class tomorrow, Wednesday, and you can ask me those questions. Okay. Remember, each slide should have a graphic or a picture, and don't put too much text on any slide. All right, and then I also want you to make a physical poster, and I'm going to make it a contest basically. Um, so if we have nice posters, we'll put the posters up, and then I'm going to have voting from all my classes, not just your class, but all my classes. A scientist to celebrate. So we'll have people look at the posters and choose a scientist to celebrate, um, and see how that turns out. And then we can celebrate that scientist at the end of the semester. Yay. Sounds like a, yeah, good reason to celebrate, right? All right, so you're going to create a full color poster, and it must follow these things. It must be attractive, must be colorful or highly detailed, or both. So I have a lot of students who don't like to work in color. They say, I just want to do everything in pencil. And what they do, they show me what they do, and it's really detailed and really beautiful. So it doesn't have to be in color, but if you're just going to do black and white, make sure it still looks like you've put effort into it. And then creative. So make it like a promotional propaganda kind of poster of, hey, this is like a great scientist. We really should celebrate this person. Okay. So you must do the slides and the poster on your scientist. Choose one of the following scientists. All right. And I have a list here. I think it's about 40 some odd scientists. So you can choose from any of these scientists. I'll be posting, I don't have it yet, but I'll be posting a form for you to choose the scientist. I want to have a different scientist for every student, so no two students can do the same scientist. But that's why I put here more scientists than our students in the class. We don't have to do all of these, but I want to make sure you have a good choice of scientists to do. So we have some that are very ancient, like Democritus, you might remember. We talked about him as being important in the development of the model of the atom. And then we have very modern scientists. I'm trying to think someone who's still alive, and my brain isn't working. Stephen Hawking passed away recently. I don't know if any of these people are still alive. Maybe not. But definitely, I am open to other ideas. If you would like to choose a different scientist, you just let me know. So if you have somebody in mind, you're like, oh, I wish I could do this scientist, but this person's not on the list, that's okay. Just let me know. Say, Miss Becerra, I want to do this scientist. And tell me why. And I will say yes, unless there's a reason not to. Like, for instance, if somebody else has already chosen that scientist, or I, look up that person and find, well, this person's an astrologer, not an astronomer. we need to stay to science and not pseudoscience. Okay, so we need to make sure they're all scientists. All right, if you are looking for resources, then I have some websites here: famous scientists, famous chemists. You don't have to research a chemist, but I am kind of, trying to push that idea a little bit too. So that's it. So the first thing we're going to do, and I will post this in the next couple of minutes. I'll post a form for you to complete for choosing one of these scientists or a scientist of your own for this project. Okay, I'd like to know your scientist by the end of the week so that when we get back from Thanksgiving break, you'll be all ready to roll and do your research, create your slide presentation and your poster. Okay, so again, the poster, here's the recommendations, requirements for the poster. And here is the requirements for the presentation. And it's all due. I think I have the due date at the end. I know I have it on here somewhere. There it is, December 8th. Okay, so that's the Friday before finals. We will still have a final, right? A final exam, but this will be due before finals week. And then finals week, you'll be preparing for the final, taking the final. Again, just real quick, you will be using notes. I will give you a study guide. It is multiple choice. So it's very similar to the midterm, but longer. Okay, so if you remember what the midterm was like, you know what the study or what the final is going to be like. It's just going to be longer. And we'll talk more about that when I return. All right. So again, if you have questions, I'll be there Wednesday. I'll talk to you then.